Gentlemen, welcome to Testicular Fortitude. This is a historical portrait of a man with balls, and today we're going to hear about a guy with knives for hands. Let's talk about it.
Testicular Fortitude on the Manlihood ManCast.
Hey fellas, grab your calendars because we've got an event coming up that you do not want to miss. So October 28th, which is a Saturday of 2023, from 5 o'clock to 8, we are going to relax and smash right on Maynard Run in Bradford, Pennsylvania. It's an axe throwing place, and it's going to be our Manlihood Season 7 launch party. We are celebrating the fact that we've been running for 10 years. We're celebrating that this is the launch of our 7th season, and we're celebrating over 700,000 downloads, well on our way to 1 million downloads. So get pumped for a killer night with hanging out with the guys, good times, and axe throwing. It's going to be great. So the folks at Relax and Smash are giving us a fantastic deal. Normally it costs 15 or 20 bucks if you want to throw. They're going to let us do it for $5 a person. And there's going to be a food truck on hand as well. So if you want to throw some axes, grab some dinner, hang out with the guys, and have a good time, that's what we're going to be doing on October 28th. From 5 to 8 p.m. So, yeah, it's going to be great. Bring your friends, invite your neighbors. Let's go party in style so we can kick off this Season 7 of the Manlihood ManCast. Again, that's the Manlihood ManCast Season 7 launch party, and it's happening on October 28th, 2023, from 5 to 8 at Relax and Smash on Maynard Run in Bradford, PA. Listen, even if you're from out of town, this is worth coming into town for because we're going to have a good time. So come join us and celebrate together. See you guys there.
This is the Manlihood ManCast.
Welcome to Testicular Fortitude. This is a historical portrait of a man with balls. I'm Josh Hatcher, the host here of the Manlihood ManCast, and we've got a pretty cool story for you today. We're going to talk about GALVARINO, and yeah, this is a fun story, so we'll get right into it right after this. You might remember the movie Edward Scissorhands, and that story about a family trying to help a boy with scissors on his fingers feel normal and accepted is quite absurd. It's clearly fiction and no earthly good to anyone. What if I told you that there's a story of a warrior with swords for hands that fought bravely against a conquering force for freedom? In the 1500s, the Mapuche tribe lived in Chile and Argentina. The Spanish Conquistadors were doing what Spanish Conquistadors did, expanding the power of the Spanish Empire, conquering as much land as they could, raping, murdering, and stealing the people and the land in South America. The Mapuche united to fight against Spanish governor Garcia Hurtado de Mendoza, and their native weaponry and tactics were no match for the firepower and strength of the Spaniards. At the Battle of Lagunillas, more than 150 warriors were captured. The invaders decided the best way to send a message to the tribespeople that they needed to submit to the rule of Spain was to chop off the right hands and noses of some of these warriors. Several tribal leaders and a man they called Galvarino were ordered to lose both their hands. Galvarino lost both hands on the chopping block without flinching. The prisoners of war were supposed to cause the natives to shrink in fear and trembling, keeping any future rebellions at bay. But the Spaniards underestimated the Mapuche. Galvarino presented his wounds before his native general, and his cries for justice fueled an uprising. He was placed in command of a squadron of fighters. Knives were fashioned to fit Galvarino's mutilated wrists, and he then essentially became a fighter with knives for hands. Some historians describe the appendages as large as lances. He led his troop of fighters alongside Mapuche General Capulacan through several battles, and at the Battle of Miarupe, he fought against the very Spaniard who had previously bested him and ordered his mutilation. Spanish historian Geronimo de Vivar wrote, "He came commanding as a sergeant and animating his men this way. Hey, my brothers, see that you all fight very well. You do not want to be as I am without hands, so that you will not be able to work nor to eat, if you do not give it to them. And he raised those arms on high, showing them to cause them to fight with more spirit, and saying to them, those that you're going to fight with, cut them, and also will do to whichever of you they take, and nobody is allowed to flee but to die, because you died defending your mother country. He moved ahead of the squadron a distance and said with a loud voice that he would die first, and though he no longer had hands, that he would do what he could with his teeth. Pedro Marino de Libero chronicled the words of Galvarino, saying, my brothers, why have you stopped attacking these Christians, seeing the manifest damage that from the day which they entered our kingdom until today they have done and are doing, and they still will do to you what you see they have done to me? Cut your hands off if you are not diligent in making the most of wreaking destruction on these so injurious people for us and or our children and women. The handless warrior faced off against the second in command of the Spanish forces at the battle and dispatched him without prejudice. The Mapuche did not succeed in the battle, and 3,000 native fighters lost their lives. Galvarino was captured and ordered to be executed. Some said he was thrown to the dogs. Others report he was hanged. Galvarino was captured and ordered to be executed. Some said he was thrown to the dogs. Others report he was hanged. Galvarino's resistance, determination, courage, and resistance against brutal oppressors is why he is featured today as a man with testicular fortitude.
Thanks for listening to Testicular Fortitude on the Manlihood ManCast.